Hey Mikey, what you reading?
This is the Book of Balance by Lex Gonzales. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I heard there's a star step exercise in there.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm getting pretty good.
An average is something like 60 beats a minute, right? How fast are you getting?
I'm way above that. I'm like
really?
400 or 500, yeah.
400 or 500?
Yeah, you want to see?
Let's see it.
Alright, ready?
Wow! Nice job, high five, man.
Whew. Tell you, I'm tired though.
Yeah, you might need a stretch after that one.
Left leg's not so good.
Yeah, well that was quite impressive.
Ow.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, you're gonna friction burn.
Hello, welcome back. I'm Nate.
I'm Mikey.
We're here to help you
improve your balance.
Today we're doing part 2 of the Book of Balance. This is by Lex Gonzales, and a fantastic book. We recommend it. And we're going to be showing you different exercises that go along with this book. So sometimes it's hard to, exercise out of the book, so we're going to show you the video version. We do recommend you pick it up though, a lot of good information inside. So what are we working on today?
Yeah, so this one does a lot of upper body exercises. So the first one we're going to start off is called turtleneck. So you're going to stick your chin forward and then pull it backwards. Not up and down, just forward and back. Forward and back. And the way you can remember this is kind of the position we get in when we're on the screen typing. We're really forward. So we get a nice high posture and tuck that chin in and push it up.
I think the technical term is tech neck.
Tech neck.
Because technology, we get sucked into our screens, right? I do it too. So if I'm like staying too long, I'll notice and I have to go suck it back. So you really want to emphasize the back part. Okay? So strengthen the muscles that pull your head backward.
Nice. You don't need to do too many of these. This is one where you just want to make sure you're checking back into it throughout the day. Alright, this is the posture we want. As soon as you get that chin forward, your whole posture breaks down and it makes you a lot less balanced because your spine does a really good job when it's at the right position, but if you take that out, it really affects your ability to balance. And so we've talked about there's 3 approaches to falls, right? So there's ankle movement that can help you recover from instability, hip movement, so swaying side to side, and then stepping. All right, so this book talks about that a lot, and a lot of these go into that. And so this might be a hip one. You got good alignment to keep your hips so they can move and catch you. All right, so not too many there. Now just side to side. All right, so ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder.
Maybe get some crackles in there.
Yeah, just really try to relax any of that tension. Take a breath on each side if you want.
Yeah, let your arms relax. If your arms are up high, it's going to feel tighter. So let them down. Let them relax.
Nice. Okay. You could also do chin up and chin down. That's another range of motions for this, and then twisting. All right. The next one though, so we're going to move up to our shoulders, and this is called a butterfly stretch. So you're going to interlace your fingers and put them behind your neck. All right, and the elbows are just going to go apart and then together in front.
And it's important that you're not forcing your head down, so your head stays kind of neutral, right? You're mostly focusing on your shoulders, arms, and back here. Now, if you're comfortable, you could add just a little bit of a spinal movement, just a little rounding of your upper back and a little arching of your back, just to add a little bit more there. If you're doing this with a little yoga or qigong flavor to it, you would link your breathing. So you'd exhale as you curl in, and you'd inhale as you open up. Some people have a hard time lacing their fingers. In that case, you can just touch the ears lightly. And so that gives you just a little bit more space to work with if you can't interlace your fingers. Ah, it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Just hang on to the ears. Yeah. Little Dumbo.
Yeah. Get that blood flow to your brain, your scalp.
Stretching the ears feels awesome, by the way.
It does.
Massaging and pulling them. I think it's a kind of a Tai Chi and Oriental medicine move, right? To stimulate the ears.
Well, yeah, when you're pulling that skin, you're allowing the blood to sort of rush in, and a lot of tension, around the jaw, and then where the the neck and the skull sort of meet, and so it's a good way to just kind of get blood flowing, circulating in that area. That's a really good one, though. Good for car rides at the office. All right. So now we're going to go an arm extension. So we're just going from here straight up, down by your shoulders, and straight up. All right. Notice any limits of range of motion. A lot of people can't go straight up past their ears. So if you have to go out forward, all right, just work with whatever range of motion that is. All right. But ideally, you want to be able to get that arm next to the ear, and that's going to help us a lot if we fall, because we want to be able to catch ourselves, and that arm flexibility is really important for that.
This is a version you can do with a towel also, or with a bar or a stick, and this could be a little bit more challenging just because you can really keep yourself honest. So a lot of times if you're just doing it with your arms, you might be all over the place, but this really keeps that evenness. And it even allows you to come behind the head and really to feel where it is. The longer the towel or the strap, the easier it'll be. The closer it is, the more challenging. The nice thing about having an object like a balance bar or a towel is that you can actually pull apart a little bit. And you activate more muscle groups by pulling apart. With a towel, obviously you can't push together, but with a bar, you can also press together. So a couple variations for you there.
It's amazing. Your arms get tired pretty quick doing this. It doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, these can be deceptive. They look easy, but once you start doing them, you might be humbled how tired you get.
Nice. So yeah, about 85% your maximum effort. Okay, you should feel a little tired, but not getting to the point where you're feeling like you're going to overdo it. So next is a shoulder elevation. So you drop the hands here, and you want to go from your shoulders to your ears. So just raise them up, and then I really like to do a drop at the end. Really, you're going from active, relaxed. All right, and that ability to relax specific muscle groups, all right, helps you avoid that buildup of tension, all right, which can throw off your mobility and range of motion. It's funny, there's a woman in Tai Chi class, and we always give her a hard time for that because she used to practice kind of scrunched up like this, and over time, doing these exercises and just building that body awareness, she really did a good. Now she just relaxes her shoulders, and we have a good laugh anytime that comes up.
And this is supposed to help correct that forward head and that rounded shoulders kind of problem, right, that we get. So a lot of times that happens, so being able to strengthen and to release. Feels like such a relief when you can get that. You can link it with your breath, so inhale and hold the breath, and let it all out, and that just adds to it. Nice.
Yeah. And so now we're going to work towards the back, so we're going to be bringing our shoulders back and together. Like a rowing action. Alright, this helps with the upper back posture. Alright, squeezing those rhomboids in the middle of your back together.
Yeah, you can kind of imagine that there's a tennis ball between your shoulder blades, and you're squeezing them together, and you're trying to pin the tennis ball between the shoulder blades. So you're really holding it, and you're squishing it, holding it right there. And this again is the counter pose, right? Because we tend to slouch and round. Those back muscles can get very weak. And so to strengthen them, even if you want to improve your posture, if your muscles aren't really capable, if they're not strong enough to pull the arms back, it doesn't matter if you want to, it won't be able to. So you have to actually strengthen and kind of retrain the muscle memory. Yeah, so a little rowing. And later we can show you versions. You can use resistant bands, you can do little weights, so there's ways you can make this more challenging, but it's amazing, even just doing with your own body, it can actually get to the point of some fatigue.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so keeping the theme of the back, now we're going to start to round it and straighten it. Alright, so just easy forward fold, chin to chest, and then just straight up or a little bit of a slight back bend. Maybe exhale as you come forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come forward.
Yeah, this gets a little bit of the front, a little bit of the back. This is a nice one if you're sitting for a long time in a meeting or on an airplane or a car ride, and you feel like you need some relief. This is just such a simple way to give your back and your core a little tune-up, a little bit of relief, a little bit of strengthening.
Yeah. And we don't have to overdo it. A lot of time when our backs are sore, we want to stretch it, but really it's going to be that counter stretch, coming backwards. That's going to allow those muscles to relax, all right, and recover and not get stressed out and damaged and tight, which leads to worse posture. Good. All right, shake that out a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to add a little twist to it. And so the way this is going to work, you're going to have kind of your hands by your ears and head here. You can interlace the fingers or just touch the back of your head or your ears again. All right, and we're going to just do a little twist. All right, try and look up a little bit. Don't have to force it, just going to ease into this.
I like to link the breath, so you exhale as you come down and twist, inhale as you come up.
Alright, and if that's feeling comfortable, the next part of this exercise in the book is that you're bringing the knee up in the direction you're twisting towards. Alright, so...
Yeah, it's almost like a bicycle crunch, so your elbow moves to the knee. Yeah, really important that you pause and really articulate the top section where you really lengthen fully before you crunch again.
Yeah, get back to that good posture.
Full inhale, exhale as you come down. Inhale fully up. Yeah, don't rush these. It's not fast. You're not trying to get momentum. Sometimes people try to throw their leg up to hit their elbow. Don't do that. Really, no momentum here. Slow and controlled.
Oh, slow and steady prevents the fall.
That's what the old saying goes.
Alright. So now a little bit more of a core workout. We did sort of a similar one in the last video where we were just leaning. But this time, and kind of works going on sideways with the chair here. So the back's on my left side. And if you want to do this on the floor, if you feel more comfortable that way, it's just a seated row. So you might have seen people do crunches this way. But you're trying to balance on your rear, all right? And then as you extend your legs and upper body, you're going to feel that core engage.
And if you're in a chair, I would put your back against the couch, right? So that if you fall backward, you're not going to hit your head. Yeah, there you go. That's what the couch is for. Another version you can do with the floor is if you put your hands behind you, right? It becomes a whole lot easier and less strain on your back, especially if you have a back injury. Mm-hmm. So I always try to start with the easiest version, and then you can always work it up from there. Okay? So if you're okay with this, then to make it harder, you just bring your hands in closer. Okay? Just like that. And that should be plenty. You don't need to take your hands away. That's going to be unnecessarily hard.
Even just, a 10-degree tilt, can get to this, all right? So you don't have to be leaning back very far. I'm just barely tilted back, and my legs are just moving slightly, all right? But I definitely feel the abdominals, they're right in front engaged, all right? And just, yeah, breathe,
Yeah.
smile.
Smile. And really bring your chest forward. Try not to round and slump your back. Even if you have to make a smaller movement. So come up and really bring your chest forward. Otherwise your back will get really tired. Alright, just 500 more. Alright, nicely done. If you need a little counter pose, you can cross your feet and just round forward, or just do that previous one. That was a good warm-up, and it's also a good cool down to stretch your back or your hips. You can do a little lunge too. Seated abdominal crunches, that's a tough one. Alright. So next one, unsupported front to back weight shifting. So this can be on the chair again, and it's good to have the couch behind you. And so we showed you a little bit last time with the arms, but basically you can do it with the hands up, and it makes it a little harder. Okay. So pretty simple, just forward and back. And of course, if you feel like you need more of a challenge, the hands can go higher, so you can do behind the head. Another version, make it a little harder, holding an object, a pillow, or a small animal above your head.
Yeah, I don't think the back needs much assistance, but if you want to work on those the back muscles, having that weight, can add something to that. Because this isn't too challenging. I think the biggest part is keeping that posture, all right? But having that weight here, can make a difference. And you can just do this part of it if you want to work on the more of the back, all right?
I like also, you may be able to see from the side view, when you go back, your arms can come forward, so you create a little counter balance. So that's another way you can make it challenging, but also really control the pressure. So yeah, playing around with some versions of that.
Yeah, this is great. All the fun you can have with the chair. All right, and so now just side to side. So similar thing, face forward more in your chair, and we're trying to be unsupported. So if you have to, you can use your arms. All right, but we're trying to get up here. All right, give a little extra weight.
Now sometimes I see people just basically tilting their head, okay? And it seems like you're leaning, but try to really use your whole torso, all the way from your hips across. But you keep your sit bones on the ground. Okay. Also, the closer your feet are together, the more challenging it becomes.
Yeah, definitely.
So that will be one way you can kind of adjust the intensity. Keep your core engaged, right? Like, don't just go slack here. Actively engage your core and keep it all kind of zipped up. They call it like a corset. Corset muscles. It's like you imagine this band of muscles all the way around that are working together. The fascia, it's all connected through there. So let them really engage all together as you do this.
Yeah, the arms up really gets in there. So if you're really working on the strength, if you have a wide stance, your arms up, you get the full range of motion. You can really feel those obliques, that help you at this end of the range of motion here.
Yeah, we often don't get these side muscles to strengthen, so this can feel surprisingly challenging, and make sure you're not having any pinches or pains. Really keep it safe as you go.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing a good core workout. This level 2, there's a couple more levels, so if this is
Goes to level 6.
Yeah. All right. So now it's a sitting twist and turn. So we're really getting all angles of this. So we're going to go down to one side and then back up to the other. And I like using the hands here. It just gives me a little bit more of a focus about where I'm actually twisting to.
And I'm going to make this a little more challenging by just holding a pillow. Yeah, and you might, when you look at these, they might seem really easy, but after 10 or 12, you're going to feel the fatigue start to set in, I bet.
And we're going to want to switch sides here. So shake that out in a second, and then now start down on the other side, back and up to the other corner.
If you have a friend, you can pass.
Synchronized aerobics.
I wouldn't recommend this if you're using a small animal as your weight, unless you have a very mellow cat or dog.
A parakeet. Petey.
A bird might also be appropriate.
Funny. Yeah, so if you're doing it with a friend, it makes it a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable.
Depending on the friend, of course.
Yes. Nate's rough at times.
I give him a hard time, you know.
Nice. All right. So yeah, keep doing that till you're tired there. And so now we're going to start to incorporate some of the senses into some similar exercises. So we're just going to be doing forward arm raises. Okay, so you're going to help with the range of motion in the back again. See that range of motion? All right, you can go nice and slow, nice and controlled. All right, and then we're going to close our eyes. So we're just working on that proprioception, you know, our body's ability to sense where it is in space without the use of our eyes. You can start to feel some of that tension maybe. Figure out, is it in your shoulders? Is it in your upper back? Is it in your lower back? Really lift at the top here if we can. Get a nice full extension up.
Yeah, and this can be done again with a towel or a balance bar. This gives you another dynamic, another way to hold it. You can also experiment when you're holding something with different hand positions, palms up or palms down. Just articulating your body in different ways.
Yeah, you can go past the chair, you can work on the other side of it. So if your arms come up, as they come down, they can go past your knees, past your hips, and behind your back. Going the other way, yeah, it's a good full range of motion.
Yeah, I like linking the breath. Inhale as you come up, and exhale as you come down. You're going to be walking 3 inches taller after this class.
Good. All right, and gently open your eyes there. Okay. So similar, next one. Okay, we're going to be going arms out to the side. So starting in the middle, going out even, kind of as far back as they can reach. Don't force it. All right, you can even cross all the way around, give yourself a hug if you want. And then we're going to close our eyes again. So working on this proprioception, our ability for our muscles to know where they are in space without that overutilized visual component.
Yeah, and if you want a challenge, this can be done standing as well. So you can try different versions, especially with the eyes closed. You'd be amazed just standing and moving with your eyes closed how much harder it is than you may realize. And inhale as your chest opens, exhale as your arms close. They say you should get at least 3 hugs a day, so you can give yourself at least that quota.
Get 30, you don't have to worry about it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you can get a whole week in the bank there.
So next one, we're going to really just work with the vision. And so if you have a pen,
here I got one.
You're going to found me a pen, and you're going to have hold the pen out, all right, and you're just going to try to smoothly track it, all right, as you go from side to side.
Just with your eyes?
Just with your eyes. Okay, so keep your head facing forward. All right, following that pen side to side. So you can reach that edge of your vision.
So your head is staying still, right? Just your eyes are moving?
Yeah, your head's straight forward, and the eyes are going side to side. Good.
This is good for parents who want to develop the eyes in the back of their head ability. Some parents are born with it, some have to work on it, but this is how they got that.
Yeah, well, maybe it's been a generation. You know, maybe you got a grandkid to keep up after now, and you realize it's not as easy as it used to be.
And I like switching hands so that I can get that full range on both sides. But you could do it. You could either just do it one side and then switch and do it again on the other.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't think of our eyes as muscles, though. We go to the gym and exercise. You know, they have a bench press and they have a treadmill, but you don't see eye exercise weights, right? We're trying to change that.
Yeah, so this one you actually use 2 pens. Alright, so now, instead of smoothly pursuing it, alright, you're going to find, we're going to start towards the middle. You're just going to go side to side. So you're going to look at one pen, and then the other pen. And one pen, and the other pen. You can start to widen them, so your eyes are going to really shift back and forth. You're like that evil villain with the shifty eyes.
But you're trying to keep your head still?
Head still, facing forward again, and your eyes are just shifting back and forth. You can go to the edge of your vision, your peripheral vision, full range of motion.
It's hard not to move your head.
Right? Just a little bit, yeah. Because as your eyes get tired, it's like, well, I can just turn my head. But no.
Right.
That head disciplined, just shift our eyes.
Having to concentrate on your eyes makes you forget that your arms are burning.
Iron cross here. Alright, good. Shake out those eyes, blink a little bit. And so now, alright, so now we're going to keep the pen in one place, and we're going to look at it, and so instead of straightforward, just have it out to the side a little bit, alright, and now you're going to keep your eye on the pen as you turn your head. So now your head's moving, but you're looking at the same spot. So just sort of a different way to access that range of motion. Alright, play with it there. You know, I think actually having the pen straight forward works pretty well, because then your head goes fully side to side, and you should be able to still keep track of it even if you lose it with one eye.
This is what he was talking about in the book in the first section. Some of our visual balance is that we have the ability, as we're moving, to keep focused on a stationary object, or as we're stationary, to focus on a moving object. And these are both skills we take for granted, but once they deteriorate, or once we lose that ability, this can cause huge problems. And so this is something that you can train, and you can improve both the ability to track a moving object or to track a stationary object while you're moving. And these both play into your balance.
Nice, yeah. So good exercises there. And last one for the day, we're going back to the star step. So not sure if you can keep up with my blazing pace from earlier. All right.
500 beats a minute.
Yeah, 500.
There wasn't any camera tricks or anything.
No.
So you can either tape down a square, not a square, but a star. So you have one straight line. I don't know if you can see, but one line from left to right, one straight in front, and then one line in between at a 45. The other way is to just take 5 pennies or something, put them out to the side, one in the middle, one on the side, and then 2 in between. So there's 5 points kind of equidistant from your outside, from the middle, and 2 in the middle of those.
So this one's funny because it's the same thing as we did last time, but all it's telling you to do is turn on the TV. And because it's just trying to get you to do the same thing, but now if you have another cognitive thing to pay attention to, It's going to challenge your brain. It's going to make the motions a little more automatic, which is really what we want, because usually when we trip, stumble, fall, we're paying attention to something, and then we have to do something completely different with our feet to make sure that we you know, are able to keep our balance. Yeah,
so put on a TV or, you know, and watch something else as you're doing it, so add that extra thing. I mean, you're kind of already doing that watching us, so maybe you don't have to. I'll start us off at 40 beats a minute, and then we're going to crank it up to 60. We won't do 500 today, even though Mikey can do
level
that.
6, that's level 6.
We'll wait on that. So here's the 40 beats a minute, so you're going to start 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. So that's 40 beats a minute, and just go back again. You really have to sit kind of perched at the edge of your seat in order to get it. And with practice, you're trying to stretch as far out as you can, still making it back in time for the beat.
Yeah, so this is a good chance to get that range of motion, a little slower, all right? And you might have to lean and perch to really get that foot out there.
And then switch your feet when you get tired.
Yeah.
So this will be different. Some people this feels really slow and easy. Some people this feels pretty hard and fast. So you can change the metronome. You just go to Google, type in metronome. Literally, it pops right up. It's very easy. You can get an app, or if you have a beautiful, you know, mahogany metronome for a classical instrument, you can use that too. Okay, so we crank it up to 50?
Whew, yeah, clear my space a little bit more.
Yeah, make sure you got enough room. And later we're going to do this standing, so, you know, don't worry, it'll get a little harder if you're not challenged yet. Here's 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So really try to get all the way around. And we're going to be adding a third, you know, behind also. If you're doing with a friend, try not to stub each other's toe.
Footsie action going on.
So this is good for reflexes, right? The ability to move quickly and to change your direction. Not only the strength that you're going to feel, the fatigue setting in, that means you're getting stronger, but how quickly you can change direction.
Switch feet here.
Switch feet. Yeah, we're feeling it too. And with practice, you'll notice that your feet are able to stretch just a little further. Still watching that TV?
Yeah.
So try to put your attention elsewhere and keep doing it. Try to kind of multitask a little bit. Alright, ready to crank it to 60?
Yeah. Shake it out if you need, do a little stretch. Like, these get really, I don't know if I'm just weak in the hips, but it's definitely sore.
Yeah. Yeah, take breaks. And just a short break is amazing how good it feels. And you'll be ready to go. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 60 beats a minute. About 1 per second. Well, exactly 1 per second.
Time's relative.
Yeah, it might feel like faster or slower depending how tired you are. Alright, switch legs when you're ready. So let's see how fast Google goes. 218. Alright,
nope,
don't do
nope,
that.
Nope.
Alright, how are your hips feeling?
Whew, tired.
Tapping can be really nice. So just like a massage, just tap out with a palm or a fist and just kind of soften up that muscle tissue. You can shake the hips out a little. So if it cramps or gets tight, do something to break it up.
Yeah, that outside of the hip cross, like really the outside, is pretty sore. We just don't use it, you know?
Yeah, a couple of lunges can feel nice. Alright, so we're going to continue through the rest of this book. Each Monday, Wednesday, Friday, take a look at our YouTube channel, and we're going to have a new video out 9 a.m. Pacific time. We want this to be like a class, you know, just like you show up at 9 o'clock every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for a class at the gym or at a studio. We're going to be that for you. So we're going to show up with new classes for you to do, and of course you now have a growing library of classes you can go back to. Please share this. If you know somebody who you want to help, if there's somebody in your life a parent, a friend, or a spouse that you want to help them improve their balance too, you know, sharing is caring. So go ahead and share the video with them.
So yeah, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned. And until next time, I'm Mikey.
I'm Nate. And until next time, stay balanced, my friends.